Hi, welcome down to Devonkoi Pond on yeah, we call it winter's morning. Bit of brightness, bit of solar coming in, but it's got to that time of year. Pond temps are down 12, just over. Time to pop the covers on. Now, those of you that know how I cover my pond, I don't heat. The covers are literally there to stop the wind blowing on the top and the wind chill catching the pond, which is, it slows up the dramatic changes in temperature. I build up a bit of temperature during the day. It'll help slow it down so it doesn't dive overnight, because that's what the fish really don't like. Fluctuations in temperature, sharp ones, up and down. So I just try and stabilise it. The covers by no means heat the pond in any way. Get a hot or a sunny day in the winter, I won't say hot, get a sunny day in the winter and it puts some heat under the covers. It will put some heat into the water, but other than that, it's just keeping the wind chill off. They don't keep the rain out, they sag a bit in the middle, so they're more or less flat on top of the pond. A bit of water runs off, but most of it ends up in the pond. So I've still got the rainwater going in the pond, but it's covered like that. I'll whip you over. I covered the veg over, cleaned the veg out and covered that over the other day. I'll whip you over to a video of that in a minute, and we'll see what happened there. That was a lot better day. That was a couple of days ago. A lot more sun on that day, but I'll whip you over to that in a second. Okay, let's give me bush a haircut a minute. I want to cut this one down so it'll fit in underneath the cover I've got for the veg filter. Just won't fit in underneath otherwise, so I'll probably fast forward this, but let's chop this one up. Now what I find with the veg filter, it runs fine all the way through the summer and it collects up a lot of sediment in the bottom. Slow running water across it. The sediment is actually all the dead algae from the moving beds. It kind of drops through, gets into here, and then it travels across the filter. It settles out in the bottom. It's kind of ideal, but once a year, twice a year, I have to get in here, get the pond back going, and vacuum the bottom off. And I'll give these leaves a tug in the hands, see if they'll come out. I think they will. And I'll get in the hands. Got a load of loose stones as well. Lever, pick the lot up. And we'll get it out. Right-yo, barring a hoover, vac out with a wet vac, that there's ready to go through the winter now. So the next couple of days I'll cover it over, but also I'll get the vac out, give it a vac on the bottom, because there's a load of small stones that fallen out those baskets. There's no, as you can see in the baskets over there, the lilies are the same, the baskets are blown apart. There's no actual soil in it, it's just some grit. So need to get that out. Don't want that getting anywhere in anything. Rightio. So there, that was the winter clean out prep on the veg filter. As you can see, I've chopped all the growth back. That's the main thing, get all the plant, dead plant stuff out there, cut the lilies back, and then vacked over the bottom. Now I get quite a bit of sediment on the bottom. It's absolutely surprising how much you get, and it is all dead algae from the moving beds. So if you take that, as in your pond where you've got a drum filter and you're moving beds after it, that dead algae's coming off of your moving bed and going back into the pond, which then your drum then has to pick up. So if you did have a sediment tank, you know, just a body of water after your moving beds, a lot of that would fall out before it went back to the pond. So that would be quite a good doer for some people. It's absolutely surprising what comes off that those moving beds and settles out in that water as it drifts across the veg. Damned handy. Now the vegetation takes care of the nitrites and nitrates with the filter, with the piss filter in there. All that running through now, that'll all slow up through the winter, so the feeding will be cut right back. And as I said with the feeding in the last video, if it gets down anywhere below 10, generally I don't feed. If they're showing a bit of interest, I might pop a handful in, but I'll just leave it there for a minute or two and take it straight off the top if not. I'll pop a little feeding ring in, just stop it drifting off from under the covers. But if they don't show any interest, I don't leave it in there. So that was that. Also, I did a little bit of insulation around the pumps at the top, because my old boys down here, the farmers, are saying they're going to have a couple of real cold, snappy spells. Okay, beautiful sunny Devon morning. Catching some of this warmth while I can. I don't know if you can see, the pond's actually reading on the air one. 12.8, 12.9. So we're really starting to cool down here. It's early in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock. Job today, in underneath this piece, I've got my UV light and the pump for the skimmer and the main pond pump. I'm going to put a bit of insulation over the top of that. It's been alright the last few years, but farmers' forecast this year is for a couple of real cold snaps. And I did have my sump freeze up last year, which was the first time it's done that. I had to pour some hot water down over the pump, so the pump had actually frozen. And I went to empty the vortex one of the days in the winter. But got some insulation board here, foam. I'm going to cut a piece in over the top of this, so I'll show you that in a minute. Right, I'm hoping the camera's adjusted down here. Under that old towel there is the pond pump. This one, this side's the skimmer pump. And there's my UV light. So I just want a bit of foam board in here, just to help, because though it's under the decking, the rainwater does get through and on it. So I'll cut a bit of foam to fit in here a minute. Okay, quick, simple, easy job. That'll help keep a bit of heat in there. So I hadn't suffered before in years, but they're giving it cold this winter, so that board just over the top probably isn't going to be enough. A couple bits of black board. Make the filters out back over the top of the pipes there. Should keep the worst of the weather out. So I haven't suffered before, barring the sump pump. which is one of the 10,000 Aqua 40 pumps I use for pumping out. That one there did get some ice in him last year. I caught it in time, but I ram a bit more foam down around that before I seal the pit up for the winter. But I'm not ready to dump the answer filter yet for the winter. I've had to double treat 10 days apart with the Aqua Resolve. I've done everything I can. I had my sump pump, which is a very flow pump. It's so I keep it as a backup pump, but it's on my sump. That one last year, it's got standing water in it because it's down at the bottom. That one did freeze up. Not dead solid, but it was jammed with ice. So I had to pour a load of hot water over it before I could get that one moving at one point. I don't want that to happen this winter. If we're going to get a real cold snap like that, I think I'll get down and crack a nut on the pump so that it's open and the water can just run out, and I'll worry about, I can siphon out any water I want to take out that way. But winter prepping, lag everything you can. If you've got pipes anywhere, anything with standing water in it, certainly lag it because it'll freeze up. Moving water, not quite so bad, but still lag your pipes. Anything you've got external, lag it up. Get ready for a snappy in the winter, you never know. Like I say, the old boys down here are saying we're going to get some couple of cold spells this winter, and I'll take their word for it. They've been around a few years longer than me. But we haven't had a bad winter for a few years. The covers will stop the top of the pond from freezing. The skimmer line's off. I'm still feeding water to the top of the trickle filter. That'll carry on all the way through the winter. The baby's tears should just grow on, and that should be me sorted for the winter. I'll slide the covers open on the better days, and on the rough shitty days they'll be closed. So that's more or less the end of me looking at me fish for this season. But there, hey ho, winter comes round. Right, as I said, pretty soon I'll be doing a giveaway for the 4,000 subscriber. Keep your eye out for that. That'll be happening in the next couple of videos. I'll sort something out, maybe around Crimbo or something. I'll only do like a monthly, 2 monthly update through the winter, because basically nothing's happening. If we get a real cold snap, I will film it, just to show you what happens down here. Hopefully we don't get a cold snap. I'm going to wick the covers on a minute. I'll let you catch the video of me doing that a bit, and you can see the poor little blighters covered in till next year. Right, let's get on with that and see how quickly that goes. I'll fast forward it a bit because a lot of you've seen it done before. Sheets are 120 wide. Ooh. Okay, so there you go. That's it. All sorted. That should be good for the rest of the winter. I don't need to put any weights on it. It stays jammed in there quite well. Seeing as they're flat, if the wind can't get in underneath them, then they won't go nowhere. Just got the top board to drop down over the filter pit, but I leave that open most of the time, to be honest, because I like to be able to see that the vortex is spinning. I know that the water's going. I'll be taking the answer out in the next couple of weeks once the blanket weeds die back, and I'll just have the vortex spinning going into me upflow for the rest of the winter. So there you go. Right, all of you, get your winter prep done before it gets too bloody cold, because you won't want to go out there and pee around with water once it's bloody freezing. So get it done now. So I'll catch you all in another one sometime up towards Christmas, I expect. So for me down here in Devon, bye-bye and enjoy your ponding.